The 2021 Intelligent Design 4, or ID.4, is Volkswagen's very first fully electric vehicle here in the United States. It was recently named the 2021 World Car of the Year, which seems like a pretty nice accolade for a brand new electric vehicle, don't you think? Just so you know, the World Car of the Year award is determined by 93 distinguished international journalists from 28 countries who put their heads together and are voting for what they believe is the best of the best. Wow, not bad, VW. Well, let's take a close look at the ID.4 and see what all the excitement's about, shall we? First off, the ID.4 compact sport utility vehicle comes in 3 models. The ID.4 Pro, which starts out at only $39,995+++. Next comes the ID.4 First Edition at $43,995++. And there's the ID.4 Pro S for Statement at only $44,495. The Statement package includes a fixed glass roof, faux leather, power 12-way seats with a massaging feature, a 12-inch infotainment screen versus the standard 10-inch on the Pro, hands-free hatch release, plus a 30-color ambient lighting feature, among other items. And the whole package runs only $4,500. You can also add the Gradient package, and that will add a black roof, silver roof trim, and 20-inch rims versus the standard 19. And that's about $1,500. The First Edition trim level, which we have here, includes First Edition badging and white interior accents, a black painted roof with silver roof rails, and you also have 20-inch rims, like I mentioned before, plus premium LED projector headlights, as well as an illuminated grille. Plus, there's also a fixed glass roof as well. It's panoramic. It really sets it apart from the rest. And what's exciting is that the First Edition is already sold out here in the United States. Now, as far as the exterior of the ID.4 is concerned, it's obviously a bit of a departure from your run-of-the-mill SUV styling, while still giving off a very modern yet subdued electric car vibe. This is easily seen right up front with the grille-less front fascia, which is flanked on either side by these crisp LED projector headlights, as well as the LED daytime running lights, like I mentioned before. With the base model, you get the LED reflector headlights, so just keep that in mind. There's that illuminated VW logo with the light bar across the front, which is very cool at night. And you can also get adaptive headlights along with auto high-low beams. And the exterior is clearly designed to reduce wind resistance with a drag coefficient of only 0.28, while still enabling the occupants to enjoy plenty of headroom, legroom, as well as cargo carrying capacity. And in the rear, those light bar bands that go from side to side really connect the 2 LED taillights nicely and really wrap up the exterior styling. While we're on the topic of lights, one of the coolest features on the ID.4 is the ID Light, which is a feature that is an intuitive light bar across the dash with 54, and I counted every single one of them, 54 multicolored LED lights that give visual indications when you have things such as incoming calls or brake warnings, navigational directional prompts. If you're going left or right, it'll illuminate it that way. It'll give you the current charging status if you're plugged in. If you initiate voice control activation and interactions back and forth, it'll light up accordingly. It's as if someone took your Google Home or an Alexa device and jammed it into your dashboard, allowing you to communicate with your car while keeping your eyes on the road. The ID.4 utilizes VW's modular electric drive matrix architecture, which in German is... All right, guys, it's on the screen. Read it, wherever it's at. I won't even attempt to pronounce it because I fear I would fail miserably. I think I'm even technically mispronouncing Volkswagen because, as I understand it, it's supposed to be pronounced Volkswagen in German. And while we're on the subject here, my last name is Kurnt, and it is German, and it's actually pronounced Kurnt. Okay, back to VW's MEB platform with its flexible design features that allow the platform to be modified to fit a variety of different sized electric vehicles with different sized battery packs, as well as different suspension setups. This helps improve different vehicle driving ranges as well as handling characteristics while helping to reduce production costs. Sounds like a win-win to me. The ID.4 comes with an 82 gross kilowatt battery pack with 77 net kilowatt of stored battery power available for use. What's interesting to note is that it turns out that it's actually not good for the battery to be charged all the way 100% full. Just like it's not good for the battery pack to be depleted all the way to empty, because both of those situations basically shorten the battery life. That's why typically charging the ID.4 to 80% capacity is not only good for the vehicle itself, but will also save you time during the charging process if you're using the DC fast charger. It's a good thing the ID.4 comes with an 8-year, 100,000-mile battery warranty. Thank you, VW. As far as charging levels are concerned, you have level 1, which is a 120-volt household outlet, which will charge about 2 to 3 miles of driving distance per hour. Not recommended. Level 2, on the other hand, though, is a 240-volt source, and that will charge up to about 33 to 35 miles of range per hour. If you step up to a DC fast charging unit, though, that's level 3. 400 to 900 volts. They can charge up to 7 miles per minute. So you could charge this vehicle up to 80% in about 40 minutes from a dead empty. If the ID.4 is your daily driver and you don't have a home 240 charging unit yet, you should be able to find a charging unit around town while you do some shopping. So you plug it in, be on your merry way, come back, your car's ready to rock. VW also gives you 3 years of free, unlimited, fast DC charging at any Electrifying America charging stations across the nation. That's not a bad deal. Currently, the ID.4 is rear-wheel drive with a single electric motor in the rear generating 201 horsepower, 229 pound-feet of torque with a full capacity driving range of about 250 miles. But on the 80% driving range, it's about 220. And you can go from 0 to 60 in about 7.7 seconds. I understand that an all-wheel drive version is coming soon and will have a second electric motor in the front. And that's going to be generating a total of 302 combined pound-feet of torque. As far as the ID.4 suspension system is concerned, it comes with McPherson struts in front as well as a multi-link rear suspension system. And you have disc brakes in front as well as some brakes in the rear. All right, they're drum brakes. They're drum brakes, I admit it. I haven't seen that for a while, but I understand they're designed to help the aerodynamics of the vehicle. Yeah, that's why we got drum brakes. Yeah. Now, to enhance your driving experience, you get ESC, Electronic Stability Control. EBD, Electronic Brake Force Distribution, right? EDL, Electronic Differential Lock. ABS, Anti-Lock Braking System. And if you put all of them together, you get Esquebdelabs. Esquebdelabs. I thought it was funny. Our first edition model, as well as the Pro S, comes with a hands-free hatch release that's easy to use. Check it out. Didn't I tell you that was easy to use? Now, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the rear cargo area because it really is amazing. You have 30.3 cubic feet of cargo space with the back seat up and 64.2 with the back seats down. But let me show you what's going on here. First of all, when you get the ID.4, you actually get floor mats. I've seen places you don't even get floor mats. You got to pay extra for them. But you could get extra rubberized floor mats, which are really heavy-duty weather mats. Just like here, you've got the Volkswagen, whatever, cargo protection system. So that fits right up on top to really give you extra protection. It's one of the amazing accessories you can get with the ID.4. Ow, like this right here. Oh man, let me show you this. This is your rear privacy cover. You take the rear privacy cover off, you pop it up, and if you want to store it, it fits right there. Now, you can take this out, Ta-da! And now you have your load floor. Plus there's storage areas on the side. There's a little strap down here. You could put a water bottle in here, extra places for storage. And then if you need additional storage because you have a taller item, you got a self-lowering floor. There's, oh, sorry. Anyway, it lowers it down a whole lot. Now there is, if you take this out, another floor with your hidden compartment down here for your charging cable. That's a lot of storage, but that's not all. Check it out. And not only that, you've got a pass-through. Hello, come on, long, tall items. Hey, here we go. And if that's not enough, we got 60. We've got another 40 fold down. I think VW's ID.4 certainly gives you enough cargo space, don't you? Now, as far as towing is concerned, you have available 2,200 pounds with the rear-wheel drive or 2,700 pounds when the all-wheel drive vehicle comes out. All right, you got a little bit of a step up into this nice SUV middle seat, and the nice thing about the VW MEB platform is it really gives you a lot of flexibility as far as legroom and headroom is concerned. And you can feel it back here quite nicely. You've got room for, well, 3 people, seriously, because there's a low floor right there. Not a big deal. You've got 2 vents coming out here for a little AC action. You have 2 USB ports right there, which really comes in handy if you ever want to charge your phone up or something like that. But if you want to just store your phone, check it out. Pockets. Ah, I didn't know that. You saw the bottom pocket, but you didn't see the top pocket, did you? I'd bet you buy it for that reason alone, wouldn't you? Now, of course, you do have beside your pass-through your very large armrest with 2 cup holders, little extra storage area on the sides, and this voluminous panoramic glass roof. It's just amazing. But I love the shade. The shade is so nice to keep that beastly heat off of you. And you've got your LED lighting up here, which is very nice. Little touch action there. Pretty cool. All right, well, oh, and there's storage area right here. Almost forgot that. You can put something there. You could put your phone there while you charge it, mister. Sorry, I just drifted into John Wayne. I don't know what it was about that, but I'll behave. Oh yeah, there's child-proof locks on the back seat. I guess the review's over. Let me out! I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good. Dude, we gotta finish the review. Get out. Now that we're finally cruising down the highway, you get a chance to experience things like the acceleration of an electric car. Pure torque. As I mentioned earlier, 0 to 60 in just a little under 8 seconds. And it's there when you need it. It's not, again, super fast, but it's fast enough. They added the little hum as you slow down to let you know you're in an electric car, which is great. But with the rear-wheel drive, you do have plenty of acceleration as you need it, but I can't wait to get the all-wheel drive. 2 electric motors, 2's always better than 1. And that's what's great, is it's a very large vehicle on the inside, but it doesn't feel that way as you're cruising down the highway. And it certainly gives you a tremendous amount of cargo space, much more so than you'd think you could carry in the vehicle. Well, I tell you, the view out the front, very nice, and you're sitting up high enough, which is great. Side mirrors are very large. And the view out the back, well, it's a little Spartan. Not the greatest, but not the worst by any means. But I very rarely look out the back for any particular reason. I'm always looking off the side and forwards. But that's just me. And everybody wonders about, the transmission, because there is no transmission. You've got one gear, it's electric, you go. But this little knob up top, where you can shift from D to start the car or B for a brake mode, is very intuitive to use. It's been the simplest thing just to reach over. The only downside is if you're left-handed. Sorry. All right, we're in drive mode right now. This is regular D, but I'm gonna flip it into the B mode, which you can do anytime you want. Now it's using the regenerative braking system of the vehicle to help add that resistance and take that energy and funnel it back into the capacitors for the battery system itself, extending your driving capabilities in an electric car. See, right now, my foot's off the accelerator. I'm not touching the brake, but we're coming to a stop. Now we're still moving. It's not 100% stop, but literally, that's the car just slowing itself down. And that way, if you're, let's say, far away from a charging station or what have you, then if you want to add some regenerative braking, then you can do that. As I mentioned, you do have a cavernous area down here for the center console that's adjustable and functional, and you also have a tray that you could just slide right on out in case you want to lay items right up on top. There's also additional stowage area right under here, or at least something you could tuck away down there, which is kind of nice. And the glove box is nicely sized. If you like to carry around things like big bottles of water like I do, there's plenty of areas on the side storage bins inside the door, bam, to hold it. You also have two giant cup holders dead center, which is great. As well as straight down in the center console, there's another adjustable cup holder. So you could have one big bottle or two smaller bottles, things like that. Plenty of storage area. And you have your USB ports down here, USB-Cs. There's also a wireless charger for your phone, which is great. You slide it down there. One of the things that separates the ID.4 first edition model from the others is that the brake pedal has a pause symbol on it and the accelerator has a play symbol on it. So that's kind of cute. Everyone's talking about the first edition having the lighter interior appointments, and yes, I get it. They're going to take a little bit more to keep clean, but it's pretty cool if you got it. It's a heck of a package, heck of a package. The interior is very modern and simplistic at the same time. It gives you that nice electric car vibe without going over the top. But it's very clean, which VW is always known for with their interiors, very practical design. But it's still, it gives you, a little bit of the hard touch pebbled surface, which I always think is easier to clean because it's more wear and tear. Little brushed aluminum area, treatment across the center dash. And you do have, and this is kind of interesting, I know everyone's talking about it, you do have a single set of buttons for the windows. To get my rear windows down, you have to touch this rear window button and then I can adjust them. And they're one push down, one push up, which is great. But then I tap it again for front windows, which is kind of interesting. You do have fold-in mirrors, which you can do yourself, but they automatically fold in as you stop the vehicle. And you have push buttons down, well, not really push buttons, they're tabs on the dash area here for your headlights, as well as your rear window defroster and the front defroster. So they're kind of oddly placed. Of course, everyone knows you've got your standard start-stop button here, but I like that simple factor where you can just come in with the fob in your pocket, sit down, the car wakes up, and then you step on the brake, put it in gear, and go. It's just that simple. And you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless connectivity for, compatible phones, so that's a nice touch. And speaking of touch, you have your giant 12-inch infotainment screen right here, which gives you plenty of information at your fingertips. No pun intended. For example, we have available heated seats and a heated steering wheel in here. Just what you need on a 95-degree day. But you do have massaging seats in this particular vehicle and in the step up, the Pro S, which is great. I love massaging seats. As well as with the center console, you have your usual phone connectivity, your media, radio, what have you, navigation system. You can pop into that and you can go, okay, I want to go here. Let's go to the maps. Everything is fingertip controlled. Yes, sirree, Bob. Let's go over there. Let's come back here to home. You can also slide over and you can see you've got your variety of screens, your navigation here, your stereo, your vehicle information if you want to use a phone. There you go. If you go back home again, you have, oh, I love this, ambient lighting. You have infinity orange, eternity green, desire blue, which is what we have right now, euphoria, vitalia, and you can even make a custom one. It's craziness. I'm gonna turn it red for you just because I can. Alrighty. You also have your vehicle settings, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can get into. For example, you have your data on how you're driving, the status of your vehicle. My service and tire pressure are fine. I've got 649 miles on the vehicle so far. I can go up to the vehicle itself. It'll give me exterior features as well as interior features so that I can see what's happening and control different aspects of my drive and environment. You can also go to locations if you want to make sure it finds where you're currently at. And being an electric car, you definitely want to check your charging capabilities. I'm at 71% and I had it charged to 80% earlier on. So you feel very confident with that. And you also have a readout in the center of your 5.5-inch digital screen right here. And that is connected to the steering column, of course. So it'll always be in the perfect line of sight. And this is tilt and telescopic along the way. Bam. Climate controls. You can control what's going on around your cabin. You do have different adjustments down here. That's what I wanted to show you. You have your backup camera menu. You do have backup sensors, things of that nature. You have different views that you can adjust accordingly to add to your comfort level. Plus you have your climate control settings here. So you have your fan controls, your stereo, airflows, all of that. Temperature could be synced, could be individual. All of that's at your fingertips as well. You have your driver assistance controls and you have your mode select. And this is where you can choose from an eco mode, comfort mode, sport mode, as well as a custom mode.
Are we on TV?
YouTube video, yeah.
Really? That's awesome.
Yes.
What?
Rosenthal Auto on youtube.com.
Sweet, I'll make sure to check it out.
Check it out.
You up there?
Oh yeah, we've been there for 10 years, 95,000, 30 million views. We're the best.
That's awesome.
We're the best.
Awesome. Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, that's just criminal. And you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have subscribed, thank you. One of the things I have to show you is how cool this is and monstrously large this panoramic glass roof is. I'm just gonna take my finger and swipe it. I don't push, I don't pull, I just swipe. And it opens up and oh my gosh, it's like all of a sudden you've doubled the size of your living space. Now, as far as the ID.4 is concerned regarding your driver assistance features, you have plenty of them. You have your lane keep assist. You have your blind spot detection. There's a nice light in the mirror. You have pedestrian protection, autonomous braking, collision advanced warning systems. You have your back cross traffic detection, as well as emergency alerts, things of that nature. And there's even a semi-autonomous driver assist feature, but you have to have your hands on the wheels. So you've got plenty of technology at your disposal. You know, it's like a hybrid vehicle is the gateway drug to an electric car. If you're driving a gas-powered vehicle and you don't want to give up the gasoline, you still have your, range anxiety, then get a hybrid, which are fine. They're wonderful machines. But eventually, you know it and I know it, you're going to go electric, at least for one of your vehicles. I believe we're living in an exciting time in the evolution of the electric automobile. And Volkswagen's Intelligent Design 4 is a grand first step into the electrification of the VW lineup. And I think they've done a nice job with it. If you're thinking about taking the first step into an electric vehicle, then you owe it to yourself to check out the VW ID.4 and see how it feels behind the wheel. thanks for joining us today as we took a quick look at the 2021 VW ID.4. We had a lot of fun and hope you did too. And as always, we hope you stay safe, stay tuned, and subscribe. Wait a minute. I'm vaccinated. Isn't it wonderful?